Hello, welcome to the Pestler video case study for Fulham FC, which is exactly where I find myself today. Craven Cottage, you can see behind me over my right shoulder, one of the most iconic venues in English football. Why are we here? Lots of reasons really. Lots of parallels between our two companies. Pestler is very easy to do business with, and so is Fulham FC. To my right hand side, a family friendly area. To my left hand side, one of the last few remaining mixed fan stands in the UK. That means Fulham is very easy to do business with, a very friendly company to work with, just like Pestler. Another reason, Fulham only charges the 5th lowest seat ticket prices in their league. We also pride ourselves on being one of the most cost-effective monitoring softwares out there. And finally, the best and most important reason I'm here, they use PRTG to monitor their entire IT infrastructure. Despite facing many unpredictable business pressures, some small to medium-sized businesses are still reluctant to deploy solutions that can control the controllables, such as gaining meaningful and detailed insight into your IT estate. I'm out here with Alex Malinov, the head of IT here at Fulham. We're sitting in the beautiful old Johnny Haynes stand, Johnny Haynes being one of the most famous footballers to have ever played for the club. And we're looking at your instance of PRTG now, Alex. You appear to have everything under control.
Yeah, I hope so.
Two red alerts. Have you checked those out? Have you? Yeah.
So one is one that's very recent. We're down to 2% free space on a particular shared drive. The other one is a change that I made, but I've acknowledged that alarm.
Okay. So nothing too dramatic. We won't have to end the interview. And
no, hopefully not. No.
Fulham Football Club moved to PRTG from a competitive vendor solution in 2015, and since then have seen some fantastic benefits. Alex saves time not having to worry about unexpected problems. He is alerted to potential issues before they become an outage, and this allows him to think much more strategically and plan more effectively for the club. So how have you set up PRTG? Is it installed on a virtual machine or?
Yes, so it is installed on a virtual machine, and although I realised that could cause problems if the whole virtual infrastructure went down. If that sort of thing happened, it would be fairly serious. So even if it was 2 o'clock in the morning, we'd want.
Do you use any kind of backup technologies or snapshotting or clustering or?
Yeah, so it's part of a VMware 3-host cluster. It's on an EMC SAN, and we use Veeam for offsite replication.
PRTG uses standard networking protocols like SNMP and WMI to interrogate a huge variety of network-attached devices. With over 200 pre-built sensors, we can monitor almost anything with an IP address. So what sort of sensor types do you find you've deployed the most? What are the most useful kind of sensors that you have?
I think the most useful one that we may not have had in previous monitoring solutions is the S-Flow. It's the S-Flow sensor. So we've set it up for all our WAN links and all lags in between each switch on the LAN. So monitoring the bandwidth that's going through on each link is something that I think is very important. A particularly useful one was the VMware sensor, where all I had to do was put in the vCenter IP address and credentials, and it actually automatically created several sensors for each virtual machine, like CPU, RAM usage, disk usage, etc. And I think the maintenance mode is particularly useful because when you come out of maintenance, if you've forgotten to do something, it will just flag up straight away. That's particularly useful. Great.
And the standard web GUI is presumably your kind of access point of choice, is it?
Yes, absolutely. We have a large screen in our IT office, and anything that goes wrong flashes up. We have some sensors configured to warn us without necessarily sending an email notification. If it's particularly serious, we get an email notification. But I have actually started to use the app recently, particularly when on the move. If you have an alarm which may not be particularly severe and can wait till the next day, you don't want several emails throughout the night. You can acknowledge it and deal with it in the morning.
Distributed networks and remote locations can sometimes be difficult to monitor. With PRTG, however, anything outside of the corporate LAN is accessed using the concept of remote probes. Have you deployed any remote probes, or is it just the local probe that you use?
Well, when we initially set up the system, we only deployed the local probe because due to our VPLS, the local probe could see every single device, so we didn't feel that there was a need to deploy anything else. But recently we've implemented the remote probe, which monitors the turnstiles, which are on a segmented layer 2 VLAN. So that's why the local probe could not have access to them, and the remote probe, which is based on this side, is required.
So the remote probe that you've deployed to monitor the gates, the access gates to the ground on match day, what data do you get back from that?
At the moment, it's only a ping sensor, but we've only done this in the last couple of months, so I think we'll evaluate what other sensors we need to create for there.
As a consumer-facing organisation, Alex's role in the future of Fulham is critical. They have big plans, not least the redevelopment of their stadium, and technology will be a critical factor in their future. As strategic contributors to the business, IT managers like Alex make their employers more competitive, more agile, and more responsive to market changes. PRTG helps provide the basis for all of this.